प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। Let us stand. Let us clasp our hands together, close our eyes, bow our heads. Let us contemplate the Bhagavan Shri Krishna. प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। ठीक है प्लीज। May I, on behalf of the management and members of the Shri Parameshwari Durga Devi Ashram Incorporated, on behalf of members of the Saraswati Sangeet Bhakti Mandali, extend the most cordial welcome to each one of you here tonight. To our specially invited guests, we have Ms. Rasika Didya, who is no stranger to the local entertainment industry. Mr. Singh Chandra, who are making a sacrifice every year, every day so far. So that means every year is to come, right? For their assistance. To all of you who left home under some difficult weather conditions and traffic, to be here with us, to join in this most auspicious puja. And I must compliment you all. You all came out and you all took part. And great will be your rewards. The puja that you have took part in, not very often anymore. There was a time in this country where it was a common practice. How many of you, the older heads, will know? Long ago when the pandits would go to your home, they would walk with their little shaligram in their katora, they would take it up in their puja bag and put it on the bedi. And you get to do shaligram puja at your home. Every time we have a bhagat in the village, that is one of the things they used to do. The shaligram would always be placed on the bedi and the puja was performed. When the society changed and time changed, something got left by the wayside. Unfortunately, one of the more important stuff got eliminated. That is why, as a matter of duty and responsibility of an ashram, I make sure at least on a Sunday morning it is there for anyone to come and worship during the Sunday morning service. Tonight's discourse, again taken from the pages of the Garud Puran. What I am proposing to do, because of the time we have started, and I don't want to go too much overboard, Can I go overboard today? Some people might have a problem. So what I'll do, I'll split the discourse into two. Today we were supposed to discuss the south part to the abode of Yama. So I'll split it into two. And what I don't do today, I will do tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we have to manage time too, because we have the graduation ceremony. So I'll do part today and part tomorrow, so to facilitate the graduation ceremony. So which means that Saturday night Katha is getting knocked out of this schedule. Alright? But it's not something that you will miss completely, because when Pitra Paksh comes, information will be given, okay, as to how to do your Pitri worship and so on. What I can do is spend a few minutes on Saturday night just giving you a basic rundown of what you have to do on a personal level for Pitra Paksh. Okay? So tonight's discourse I will split it into two and we'll take it from there. So without wasting any more time, let us clasp our hands together, close our eyes, bow our heads. Let us concentrate on that form of Bhagwan Ganapati, he who is the giver of success, the remover of all obstacles, and is always first and foremost among the hosts of the Devatas. We seek the blessings of Devi Saraswati, through whose blessings our minds and our intelligence are opened, so we are able to absorb, interpret, comprehend the various messages and teachings of our scriptures. We pay salutations to the lotus-like feet of the Guru, who is the link between humanity and divinity, the ambassadors of God upon earth. We pay our salutations and total submission to the lotus-like feet of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, the presiding deity of this yajna. कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरो मूकं करोति वाचारं पंगो लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा महावन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ देवकी नन्दन विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो कृष्ण प्रचोदयात्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमः। प्रेम से बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। So again, special welcome to all of you for our ongoing Garud Puran Yajna. And tonight we return to the Pretakand of the Garud Puran. We have looked at the eastern, the western and the northern pathways that lead to the abode of Yam. And we saw that those individuals were extremely devoted and lived their life in accordance with the traditions of Dharma. At some point in time, they're going to be taken along one of these three pathways. And quite interestingly, the same night I read that, most of you, if not all, while mingling with you, said, Pandit, I'm on this path, and that path says it's good. But then I'm laughing at you too. Because I know you didn't receive all the information yet, and you're making a immature judgment. Because judging the pre-conclusions. And this is one of the problems in our society. You do not have all the information and you draw premature conclusions and sometimes you get yourself in trouble. So after tonight's information, let me still see how many of you will say where you are. Tonight will mean the sum total of everything that I started to tell you last day. Not just to divert a little bit. All of you who took part in Shaligram Puja, did you all keep some prasad to take back at home? Or did you empty everything in the basin in the back? You're supposed to take some of that back to your home. That is the only way members of your household will be blessed and your home will have barakat and peace in it. Well, the prasad of the Lord. What is the meaning of the word prasad? It doesn't mean sweets and so on, you know. Prasad made up two Sanskrit words, pra and sa, meaning the grace of God. And the grace of God does not only have to be something edible. The perfume that you get is prasad. The chandan that you get is prasad. The sweets in the bag is prasad. The listening of the mantras is prasad. The smelling of the havan is prasad. So those of you who made the mistake and empty everything before they grab all, and who get the most, well, blessings go into your home. Always, whenever you do any kind of offering in a public scenario, at whichever event, be it Shivratri, be it Navratri, Ganesh Utsav, which is coming up, wherever you go and you do offering, always hold back a little bit of the prasad to take at your home. So back to the Garud Puran now. Garud Ji is asking, O Lord, you have described in detail the journey of the Jivatma in the northern part, the eastern part and the western part. O Lord, now describe to me in detail the journey of the soul in the southern pathway that leads to the abode of Yam. What are the characteristics of the souls that are taken along that pathway and describe the environment of that pathway in detail to me. If you will recall, each pathway description was given and certain categories of devotees were taken along those pathways. And this is the same question Garuji is asking, to describe the southern pathway, the environment of it, and who is taken along that pathway. Now, so far I told you, everything we are discussing is natural death phenomenon. On tomorrow night, or Saturday night, when we look at untimely death, you will see the scenario is different. So far this is still natural death. And natural death doesn't only mean lying down in a bed and passing away. From your patra, we can know what is the nature of your death. And don't come and play asking me that kind of question. I'll tell you, mind your business. When time comes, you're going to know. Because if that makes sense, I spend 2-3 days of calculation, and I tell you that, and I go through one ears and come through the other ears, and it means absolutely nothing to you. I'm not going to take on that kind of work, but it can be done, and it has been done already. That is why those of you who have the experience of loved ones passing away, and you keep consulting me, I just give you a time span, and you know whatever has to happen usually falls within that time span. Once you provide me with accurate information. So Lord Vishnu, he's answering the question of Garuji. I said, "Oh Garud, listen to the description of the southern pathway that leads to the abode of Yama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Dakshinahikaya Yamarutaya Yamalokatala Ishatikaya Ora Ora Ugrahikaya Paramhara Ishatikaya Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. So Lord Vishnu is telling Garuji, Gadu Garud, listen as I describe to you the dreaded south pathway that leads to the abode of Yama. O Garuji, those individuals, those jivas during their lifetime who neglected the practice of dharma and dharmic traditions are taken along this path. O Guruji, it is only your karma that is responsible for the pathways you will take to the abode of Yam. Listen to the words carefully. Lord Vishnu is saying, only your karma. And remember the other day we looked at karma, how karma is generated. Karma is everything that you think about, everything that you say, everything that you do. Words, thoughts, and deeds. Only your karma determines the pathway the jiva is taken to the abode of Yam. Most dreaded and most frightful indeed is the south pathway that lead to the abode of Yam. Those jivas who have neglected all tenets of dharma are taken along this pathway. And then Lord Vishnu starts to narrate. He says, now I wouldn't be reading all the Sanskrit slokas tonight because of time constraint, right? So I'll just give you it, the English part of it alone. So Lord Vishnu is saying, those who fail to control their senses and allow the ego to become inflated, and by so doing cause pain and discomfort to others, they are taken along the south path. Those who will spend their waking moments gossiping and speaking ill of righteous people and righteous activities in society, they are taken along the south path. Those who will inflict injury on animals, will abuse animals, are taken along the south path. Those who will take it upon themselves to abuse the less fortunate in society, who will bring about the harm and murder of children, are taken into the south path. And he continues, those human beings, even after getting the human body, does not perform their nitya karmas, are taken along the south path to the abode of Yam. And remember the other day I made a distinction. I told you what your nitya karmas are. Listen to what it is saying. Those who neglect their nitya karmas are compulsory duties. These are the sadhanas. If you do not perform them, you're not going to be forgiven. You know, you have some people that say, if I don't know God is forgive, that is with your neti karmas. Here Lord Vishnu specifically saying, those who abandon their nitya karmas, their compulsory duties, are taken along the southern path to the abode of Yama. And how do you know as an individual what are your compulsory duties? Between the ages of 7 and 9, you are supposed to be initiated and form a relationship with your Guru, and he is supposed to teach you that once you are born as a human being, based on the date and the time of your birth, these are certain compulsory duties for you. You have to get up, you have to perform jal offering, you have to do certain mantra jap, depending on the stage in life you are, you have to do certain offerings. Those are compulsory duties. If once a year you host a puja, is that compulsory or optional? Optional. Those are not nitya karma, they are neti karmas. If in your lifetime you never do a yajna, will you be penalized for that? Huh? Answer na. We know rain falling. No. But if you do not do your daily sadhana, no matter how simple it is, and for everybody it will be different. For some people it will be get up and lighting a diya, or offering a lot of water, or doing a little havan, doing a little jap. Depends on who you are. No two persons the same, because there are no two persons at the same level spiritually. For example, let us say a child at primary school age, offering a lot of jal might be enough. But let me say a young man who's been who took the Janeyu Samskar, went through the Janeyu Samskar, he must light that sacred fire in the day and perform that Gayatri Japa for that Gayatri Havan. So it varies depending on who you are and what stage in life you reach. If you are Grihasti, there are certain compulsory duties you have to do as a Grihasti. As compared to a Brahmachari, there are certain compulsory duties you have to do as a Brahmachari. So depending on the stage in life you are, there are certain duties that are recommended for your development. Once the soul has attained human body, it is compulsory to perform your Nitya karmas, neglect of which will be taken to the southern part of Yama. So ask yourself as a human being, do you only have a Thursday God, or a Friday God, or a Saturday God? How many of you still think you're on the path that you told me you on the other day now? Listen, I'm skipping 2 verses down, because I'll tell you I'm going to summarize. Once the soul has taken human body, if that person engage in sleep while Surya is rising, you are taken to the southern part of Yam. Garu Puran, not Pandit Vishnu, Garu Puran. How many of you just be pulling cover at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? Or want to be pulling the cover at 10 o'clock in the day? Huh? Garu Puran. You can't want status and not maintain that status, you know. Status comes with responsibility, and here the status you have is the status the soul has attained as a human being. You can't want a human body and behave like an animal. If the animal never get up, that is alright with me. He has reached human level yet. And when we look at tomorrow night, when we look at after the southern part, the types of hell, the different type of patal, you'll see the punishment given for these crimes that I'm listing here. Those who take it upon themselves to hurt animals just to gratify their senses. So how much oil is like a chunky good curry, got some curry for now? Huh? I find all get real quiet tonight, boy. Huh? A nice curry. Well, you want it again or what? Huh? You see, scriptures don't change to suit your life, and you supposed to change to suit the ordinance of the scripture. Those individuals who would go wrong and steal the properties of religious institutions, such individuals are taken to the southern part. And again, when we go into the different naraks, you'll see. And sometimes when they see children being born without hand and foot and eye and ears and things, there is nothing in scripture to say why a child has to be born, at least from an astrological point of view. Because all the same 9 planets that governs a child or a person with all their mental faculties and all their limbs governs somebody without the 2. There's no planet different. What happens there is a seraph has been pronounced for you to born like that. And we'll look at that. So which means in your last life you will have done something, you will be taken to the southern part, and that day he pronounced a seraph on you. Or Yama crack his whip on you to be born like that. So I'll tell you about that tomorrow night when we look at that Narak. Those who steal the property of the mandirs, those who deny the deity of their offerings. You know, some people make promise to, I just tell people, don't ever make a promise to God. You're able to do things right now, do it. If you say every year I'm going to do puja, whether you can afford or not, when that time comes you have to do it, you know. As crapo smoke your pipe. Not only in this life, you just keep smoking it for you in the other lifetime too. Don't ever make a promise that you cannot maintain. Live in the present. Do not bind yourself. And this is how some people has get their children in problems too. Especially these people who just kill animal when the children born. Every time a child born, they want to kill animal. And without understanding the generation keeps practicing that till it becomes a norm, and then some things start to happen when children start dying or they can't live properly amongst each other. Alright, so when you're involved in these kind of things, you are taken along the southern pathway to Yam. Those who have attained a human form but abuse the body through intoxicants. What is intoxicants? Bawash. Right? Daru, ganja, all types of drugs. Alright? And let me make it clear, it is not only illegal drugs, not only the cocaine and the marijuana. If your doctor writes a prescription for you and you become addicted to that tablet or that medication, and you have to keep going to get it, that is another form of abuse to it. You are addicted to pharmaceutical drugs. Those of you who are dependent on certain types of medication, you notice after a few years that you keep increasing the dosage of your medication. Why? Because your body is getting accustomed to it and becoming addicted to your system. So those of you who take intoxicants, destroying the body that God has given you to serve Dharma with. And you will hear what the night we touched on untimely death. This body, when you abuse this body, the devils get angrier. Because this is the only tool the Atma has to achieve moksha. And when you destroy this tool, or abuse this tool, the body, the devils get angry with you. You are taken on the southern pathway to the abode of Yama. Those who prohibit, abuse, insult, and degrade those who are involved in vrat, puja, and any other religious activities are taken to the southern pathway to Yam. So you know it has some people, puja when they start in the house and they have to make a lakana. I told you it have people like that? Huh? Always have a quarrel in the house before the puja start. Or he fasting too long, or she fasting too long, or he going too much at prayers, or going too much at temple. I just can't understand that logic. But tell them go by the bar, go to the cinema, huh? Go with other people, husband and wife, they don't have a problem with that. But to sit down and pray, they have a problem with it. So those who obstruct the peaceful execution of pujas, or try to prevent or discourage someone from undertaking vrat, which is fasting, or attending to any type of religious sadhana, performing any type of religious sadhana, they are taken to the southern pathway to the abode of Yama. Those who under false pretend accumulate resources under the pretense of serving society. That is, you say you're doing seva, you're collecting donations, and you're keeping it for yourself. They are taken in the southern pathway to the abode of Yama. Those who are involved in wasting, listen to this one carefully, because nearly everybody is guilty of this in some way or the other. Those who are involved in wasting of foodstuff of any form and kind, while others are starving and suffering, are taken to the southern pathway to the abode of Yama. You know, you have some people, now I ain't talking like if you're eating and a little bit of your juta remain in the plate and you throw it in the bin. You know, you have some people there, fruits could be rotting on the tree, falling in the ground and rotting. By the time there's somebody come and uncle, give me a mango now. Boy, go from here now. You don't have people like that? They will prefer to see it rotten over there than somebody to take it and make use of it. If you fall in that category, If you fall in that category, you will see where it has coming up for you just now. And coincidentally, this particular verse appears in Devi Bhagavad 12, where Lakshmi Mata is talking. And she says, anybody who wastes food when others need it, what she does to that individual. We'll leave that for another time. So these are some descriptions of those who are taken along the path of the southern part of the abode of Yama. And Garuji, hearing all of this, he says, O Lord Vishnu, O Narayan, these individuals, by virtue of their own action, does indeed deserve to be taken to the southern part of the abode of Yama. Now tell me, what is the environment? Describe to me in detail how the southern pathway to the abode of Yama is laid out. So let us hear what Lord Vishnu is telling Garuji. Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Nakitaya Adhikadisha Bharaya Dukashantaya Ugratika Vadashasura Vikarika Yamadukaya Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah. प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय. So Bhagwan Vishnu is telling that, O Garuji, listen to the description of the southern pathways. That pathway is lined with thorns. The breeze that blows is capable of catching your hair on fire. And at a blink of an eye, 1 minute you will be experiencing extreme heat, and another minute you will be experiencing extreme cold. There are no trees, there are no water, and there are 12 Suryas, 12 suns that shines simultaneously. So we have one sun on here, and look at how much trouble we have sometimes. Imagine 12 suns, right? So that is why I say when the breeze blow, your hair don't catch a fire. Think about the kind of heat. Those who are taken to the abode of Yam via this pathway are escorted by 4 Yamadoots. So you have 4 bodyguards going with you. You see how much Yamraj like you? He's so interested that you come in, he put in 4 fellas to guard you and bring you. 2 in the front and 2 in the back. The one in the extreme front has the noose around your neck, your waist and your feet. The other, immediately behind him, has an iron club with spikes in his hands. The one towards the back has a flaming torch, and the other has a trishul. O Garuji, as the jiva, as the sinful jiva is taken along this path, that Yamadut that holds the cords in his hands, he pulls and he speeds up his motion, practically dragging the Jiva Atma along with him. Very tremendous is the pain and suffering that they are loud cries of agony, and under the torture the Jiva Atma soils himself. As he opens his mouth to shout out with pain, the Yamadut holding the steel club in his hand pushes the clubs into his mouth. So you can open your mouth to ball, you're getting eye inside too. While the Yamadut at the back passes the torch on your back. And if you made any attempt to run away from the direction they are steering you in, the Yamdut holding the trishul releases it at your feet. So he choking your foot, you're getting choked from the ground, one pulling you, one pushing iron club in your mouth, and one passing fire into you. And this, you qualify for this, and some people working very hard for this, you know. How they working very hard for it? Instead of doing something constructive for the time they have on their hand, they want to do everything besides the right thing. They spend their entire life making other people's life miserable. Look at what is happening. This pathway is also laden with red hot coals. So those of you, sometime when you're doing the Hawan, you'll see the big pieces of coals. And everybody here knows how coals look when it's red hot, right? Anybody does know? Think about your barbecue now. Huh? You're afraid to think about it now? So the pathway, red hot coals. And the Yamaduts, they take the Jiva Atma bounded along this pathway. Now let me tell you something. The length of time it takes for the soul after it leaves the body, that is from the 13 days Bandara, till it reaches the abodes of Yam, it takes 1 year on earth. That is why we do 2 Bandaras, right? 1 year on planet earth is really 1 day in the heavens. So when you do it, the 11-month Bandara, that is supposed to be the Bandara, the final offering that you do at the time that you are expected to reach at the doorways of Yama. Once you go within the Yama Sabha, there is nothing anybody can do for you anymore. So that monthly pinda some people offer, that is while you're on the journey, you receive the benefits of that. But once you have the final Bandara being performed, there is nothing more anybody can do for that soul. And from the day of the Bandara, go onwards, everything you do is Bhagavan Krishna is in charge of it. The offering is made to Bhagavan Krishna in the name of the deceased or the name of the ancestors. And it is according to your karma. If Bhagwan decides to give it to you, give it to you. If he decides not to give it to you, that is your business too. We could only make an appeal to Bhagwan. That is as much as we could do. So if you fail to put your house in order while you are alive, don't expect somebody else to do it for you. It's not going to happen. And so Lord Vishnu, he's describing the southern part to the abode of Yam. Very severe, very dreaded is the torture for the sinful Atma, for the sinful soul. O Guruji, midway along the path, the southern path of towards the abode of Yam, is a mighty river. So let us hear what this river is about. O Guruji, listen to the nature of this river. Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, Shri Krishna Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Chandra ki Jai. So halfway along the southern pathway, there is the Vaitarani, the river by the name of Vaitarani. What's the name of the river? A name you must remember. You see like how you guys remember Kora River good? Or you remember, where's the one down Valencia side? Valencia River, where's the name? Right. All of this remember that kind of river name? Remember Vaitarani River. So you see that fellas and them, they care about you, they care for a good river line too. Yamuna said that no bad one time you care for a river line. How many of you like river line? All the people follow the hand now what? If all some all they change, all we have to go get a river line. And the description of the river, Vaitarani, does not contain water. The banks of the river are flaming red hot coals with lava flowing on it. You all know what is lava? Molten rock. Right? The Vaitarani is filled with blood, inflammation, pus, humor, and every rotten and decay matter. O Guruji, the creatures that inhabit the Vaitarani is very specific to your karma. So when you have to make, if by chance you are taken on the southern path, depending on what bad things you do, the creatures that manifest itself in the Vaitharani is specific to you. So for example, you like KFC, when you have to pass through Vaitharani, Pitya chicken the size of T-Rex coming for you. The creatures magnify themselves and become more ferocious. And as you make your way through, now what the Yamluts do, they have the ability to fly. So they fly across the bank, and remember you're still bounded. Man, they drag you, like if you're pulling fishing net, they drag you inside it. And these creatures that you have tormented and tortured in your lifetime, they manifest themselves by the energy of Yama. They are manifested in the Vaitharani at the time that you are crossing, and they inflict tremendous torture and pain upon you. So you see all the burger and thing all eating, and all the KFC and thing all eating. You eating it now. Something coming back to eat you later. Huh? Again, scriptures don't change to suit you. You have to change to suit scripture. When you try to change the scripture to suit you, that is where society starts to fall. When you try to manipulate the scripture to your own advantage, that is where society starts. That is what adharma. And that is what Lord Krishna says he comes to do. Destroy those who tamper with the scriptures. So that is the Vaitharani river there. And depending on your karma, these creatures take form in that Vaitharani and they do their work. O Garuji, know that whatever the Jeev Atma experiences in the different pathways to the abode of Yam is never in excess or never under. It is always exact according to the nature of his karma. So in other words, Yam don't go overboard with his punishment, neither does he spare you. He gives you only what your karmas qualify you for. So once you are taken along this pathway, if he tells the Yamdut, upon extracting the soul, bring him or her on the southern path, all of these are there for you. And Garuji is hearing all of this and said, "O Lord, have mercy on these fallen Jivatma. Tell me, there must be some remedy, even though they have created this situation for themselves. By nature you are compassionate. O Lord, devise a way, tell me of a way by which they can ease their suffering, if not mitigate it completely." So look at what Garuji is asking. "Oh Lord, tell me if there is a way, if there is any hope." And Lord Vishnu said, "There is one way, O Garuda. It will only ease the suffering. However, the consequences of one's karma is there for one to bear." Now what is that? Let us hear. Shri Krishna Sharanam Namah, 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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Praise the Lord Shri Krishna Chandra ki Jai. The Lord Vishnu is telling Garuji, "O Garud, there is only one way, but note, it cannot alleviate or remedy the bad karmas that must be experienced. However, out of mercy and compassion for the fallen souls, the ceremony of the Gaudan is important. Those individuals who, by some virtue of some good karma they may have come into the world with, may have performed the ceremony of gifting a cow to a Brahmana. Such an individual, if they are taken to the south pathway that leads to the abode of Yama, then they will be spared the torture that is associated with the Vaitharani." So what does the Gaudan does? It doesn't exclude you from the south path. It only helps you with respect to the Vaitharani. And how this is done? If at the time the jiva is made to cross the Vaitharani, then under the instructions of Shri Krishna, Kamadhenu leaves her divine abode and comes and takes the jiva to the other side of the Vaitharani. So you see that picture of Lord Krishna, you see with a cow to his back? That is the cow that comes to take you across the Vaitharani, if by chance you have to travel that pathway. So that is why it is recommended in Bhagavatam that tomorrow we look at that at least once in your life a human being is supposed to perform the Gaudan. At least once. So I'll leave you here tonight, and tomorrow we'll look at in detail why the cow. If the cow taking you across the Vaitharani, this Garu Purana was written over 5,000 years ago by Ved Vyas. In modern time, we have aeroplane, we have nice Hilux with air conditioning in it, and it's 4-wheel drive. So if that fella say you had to go through Vaitharani, jump in inside it, wind up a glass, put on your AC, you're getting no heat. Put on your 4x4 and you're gone. That could work? You think that could work? That can work. Tomorrow you'll understand why the cow and no other creature. Why not an elephant? Why not a horse? Why not a goat? Why not a bull? Why only a cow? Tomorrow we'll look at the cow. So this divine cow that comes and take you across the Vaitharani. So you are spared that degree of torture in the Vaitharani. And the Vaitharani, the length of time you stay in the Vaitharani is equivalent to about 3 months on earth. So you imagine you swimming across a river and every minute something picking at you or biting you, and you have to stay inside it for about 3 months. That is the length of the river. It takes you 3 months to cross it. So next thing you have to ask, the next question I want you to ponder on for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to answer why the cow. and you see the benefits of it. By the way, how many of you have the Lakshmi magazine we have here on sale? Get a copy of it and you'll understand why the cow. Also, I want you to think about this question and you will answer it. Help me answer it tomorrow. If by chance you do the cow down while you are alive, right? And you live a life in compliance with everything in the scriptures, and you are taken to the eastern, the western, the northern pathway of the Yam. You didn't have to go through the southern path. So there's no need to get the blessings of the cow down to take you across. What becomes of that? Is it wasted? Is praise wasted? Right, so I want you to think along that line. It has to come back to you in some way, right? You're not going to miss out on it, but you have to benefit from it. Just as how those who are going in the southern path benefit from it. When that time comes, if you are taken along the eastern, the western, or northern path, how are you going to benefit from it? Tomorrow we'll answer that question also. Prince Bolo Vrindavan Bihadilal Ki Jai. So we'll ask our guest Rasika to render a few bhajans while we have Hawan in progress. And I hope nobody has next one 15 minutes to go that. And feel free to walk with your flashlight if you're trying to brighten when you're at home.
छोट स्वरूप अंगुशे पर
I couldn't ask for a better rendition. Showing you Garu Puran in picture form, now she tell you it in song form. And you're hearing it in words here now. See, sometimes our traditions, the traditional styles of singing, it is not only poetry, but it gives that deep philosophical meaning. And this is what we're losing in society. You know, we live in a culture right now, Bollywood take over, the Bollywood style take over everything. And we're losing this. Even the traditional Ramayana is going the way of Bollywood now. And you lose the essence of what it has to offer. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Chandra ki Jai. So let us start. Let us clasp our hands together, close our eyes, bow our heads, as we wave that sacred light of love and devotion to the lotus-like feet of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Om Sachayan Shumurte Sanyutan Vahinayo Dipam Grihana Devishya Trailokya Shimirapaha Yani Tani Japani Janmantara Katani Cha Tani Tani Vinashyanti Pradakshana Pare Pare. As we come to an end of tonight's devotion, we give thanks to God for the opportunity to congregate, to engage in our pujas, our offerings, to engage in our bhajans and kirtans, and to listen to our divine discourses. We seek forgiveness if there may be any errors committed. Lastly, we ask to have our desires fulfilled, all obstacles removed from our daily life. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudadvija, Mangalam Pundarikaksha, Mangalaya Tano Hari. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Bandhu Jas Rasika Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Janardanam Yat Pujatam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tarastu Me Kayena Vacha Manasendriyetva Buddhyatmanava Prakriti Swabhagya Karoni Adya Sakalam Tarasmai Narayaneti Samarpayami Narayaneti Samarpayami Om Shanti 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 ये बनी मंगल बनी है ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti From the very top of our voices, proclaim victory for our way of life, for our noble religion, Sanatana Dharma, and let us establish our presence and identity firmly and confidently. Prem se bolo Gajananam Swami ki Jai, Umapati Mahadev ki Jai, Pawan Putra Hanuman ki Jai, Jagadambika Durga Mata ki Jai, Shri Satyanarayan Swami ki Jai, Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai, Prem se bolo Shri Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. Jai Jai Sitaram. Take your seats. So you remain seated just for a few moments while Arati and Panchamrit is passed around. Meals are prepared for all and they are available at the back with your prasad. So while you are waiting for your Arati and Panchamrit, let me just make a few announcements. Tomorrow we'll be having our graduation ceremony. Okay, so those who took part in our first aid course, they will be graduating tomorrow. And I would like to give thanks to a few people. Tonight, Krishna has sponsored our roti. So it's Krishna, for the assistance that you give us every year with this yajna. We do appreciate it. And may Bhagwan bless you and your family with long life, health, strength, prosperity. And may you continue to serve your dharma in what through the means you have possible. Also, another key figure I must give thanks to. Without this person, I will have a big problem getting prasad for you all. So to Jack and his wife Debbie, thank you for coming out here every day and making, they leave Kelly Village early hours of the morning, come here and before 7 o'clock sometime prasad finish making. And for all the other assistants like with bamboo and food stuff and so on, thank you very much for the assistance you have been giving us throughout the years in this ashram with the yajna and so on. And to all of you who participated in your Shaligram Puja, I said, well done. You all did a very, very big favor to yourselves. And continue to keep up the good work with your sadhana you will reap tremendous benefit from it. Make sure you have the prasad to take at your home and share it with the members of your household. That is the only way the blessings gets transferred to your home environment. So let the Arti, Panchamrit pass around. So while that is going on, I don't know if Rasika can do a few bhajans again.